Welcome back to my YouTube channel, everyone, to another exciting and mind-blowing episode where we dive deep into the fascinating world of rare coins that can turn an ordinary pocket change into a fortune worth millions. And today, we are going to talk about one of the most astonishing discoveries in the coin collecting universe, the 1983 D1 cent coin. A small copper-colored penny that has captured the attention of collectors, investors, and treasure hunters across the world because one rare version of this coin has been valued at a staggering $4 million due to the extraordinary and nearly impossible minting errors that make it one of the rarest and most sought-after coins in American numismatic history. At first glance, the 1983 D1 cent looks like an ordinary Lincoln penny, featuring the familiar profile of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. But beneath its simple appearance hides an incredible story of transition, experimentation, and minting mistakes that changed its fate forever. To understand why this particular coin can command millions, we must first step back to 1982, the year when the U.S. Mint made one of the most significant changes in the history of coin production. Before 1982, pennies were made mostly of copper, about 95% copper, and 5% zinc, but due to the rising cost of copper, the mint decided to switch to a cheaper composition made primarily of zinc with a thin copper coating. This change, however, was not smooth or instantaneous, and during the transition, several experimental and mixed metal coins were produced. The 1983 D penny comes right after this transitional year, and under normal circumstances, all 1983 D cents should have been made entirely of the new zinc composition. Yet, a few extraordinary specimens were accidentally struck using the older, heavier copper planchets from 1982, creating a blend of old and new technology and resulting in one of the most incredible minting anomalies in American coinage. What makes the 1983 D penny so special is not only its material composition, but also the combination of errors that occurred simultaneously. Some rare examples of the 1983 D penny were struck on copper planchets, which means they weigh about 3.11 grams instead of the standard 2.5 grams of zinc coins. Collectors who find a 1983 D penny that weighs more than usual could be holding one of these rare treasures. But the story doesn't stop there. In addition to the wrong planchet, some of these coins also exhibit double die errors, where the design elements like the date, the lettering, "In God We Trust, Liberty," and 1 cent appear slightly double due to a misalignment during the die hubbing process. These doubling errors can range from very subtle to dramatically visible, making them highly desirable to error coin collectors. A few examples have even shown signs of die cracks, die clashes, and off-center strikes, compounding the rarity even further. Each of these errors alone could make a penny worth hundreds or thousands, but when they appear together on a single coin, a 1983 D penny struck on a copper planchet with a doubled die, the result is a collector's dream worth millions. The D mint mark beneath the date indicates that this coin was produced at the Denver Mint, one of the busiest mints in the United States, known for mass-producing billions of pennies every year. Because of such large-scale production, small mistakes often went unnoticed, and in rare cases like this, a handful of error coins slipped into circulation before anyone could detect a blunder. It is believed that fewer than a dozen genuine 1983 D copper cents exist, and their discovery has caused waves of excitement every time one has been authenticated. The verification of such coins requires professional examination and certification by grading services like PCGS or NGC, which use advanced testing, including X-ray fluorescence, to confirm the metal composition without damaging the coin. In auction houses, when an authenticated 1983 D copper cent appears, bidding wars erupt among collectors who know just how significant such a piece is. In one famous case, a pristine 1983 D copper penny was sold for nearly $4 million, setting a record for modern Lincoln cents and forever cementing its status as one of the rarest transitional era coins ever found. The incredible value lies not only in the rarity, but in the story it tells, a story of human oversight, mechanical imperfection, and the fascinating intersection of economics and history that created a literal treasure out of a 1-cent coin. Imagine holding a penny that escaped detection through decades of circulation, carrying within it the trace of a decision made in 1982 to change the nation's currency composition. The fact that this coin survived for decades before being discovered makes it even more extraordinary. Many collectors have started weighing their old pennies, especially those from 1982 and 1983, in hopes of finding one of these copper transitional errors. All it takes is a simple digital scale. If your 1983 penny weighs around 3.1 grams, you might want to get it checked because you could be sitting on a multi-million-dollar coin. Some coins also show signs of planchet streaks or slight discolorations that reveal the different metal composition underneath, which can be another clue to its uniqueness. The fascination with such coins also lies in their unpredictability. Unlike traditional collectibles like stamps or artworks, error coins are born from mistakes, random, rare, and unrepeatable events. The more unusual the error and the fewer examples that exist, the more valuable the coin becomes. In the case of the 1983 penny, we are talking about a combination of errors that almost defy probability: a wrong planchet, potential doubling, and minting from a historic transitional period, all converging in one small piece of metal. Experts estimate that even if a few more are discovered in the future, the value will remain sky-high because demand among collectors for transitional errors continues to grow. These coins are considered the holy grails of modern numismatics, bridging the gap between the copper and zinc eras of U.S. coinage. The allure of this penny has also inspired countless treasure hunters to search through jars, rolls, and bank boxes filled with old cents, hoping lightning might strike twice. Stories have circulated of people finding valuable coins in change drawers, old collections, or inherited jars from grandparents who unknowingly saved history in their coin jars. The possibility that a simple penny in your home could be worth millions keeps the excitement alive. The 1983 penny has become a symbol of that dream, proof that extraordinary value can hide in ordinary things. For collectors, it represents the perfect storm of rarity, historical significance, and mystery. Every tiny detail, from the mint mark to the metal composition, from the weight to the luster, tells a part of its story. When you look at one under magnification, you could almost feel the past whispering through its scratches and shine, reminding you that accidents at the mint can sometimes create miracles. The discovery of the 1983 copper penny also reignited discussions among experts about how many transitional coins may still be undiscovered in circulation. Some theorize that there might be a few more coins struck accidentally on leftover copper planchets that were mixed into the bins during the switch to zinc. These planchets, meant to be melted, could have mistakenly been fed into the coin presses at the Denver Mint, producing these ultra-rare pieces. Each newly discovered example adds more intrigue and pushes the numismatic world to reconsider what's possible. So next time you receive change at the store, take a closer look at those pennies. That dull-looking coin at the bottom of your pocket might just be a piece of history worth millions. The 1983 1-cent coin is a timeless reminder that mistakes are not always bad. Sometimes they create treasures. From its origin during a turbulent time in U.S. minting history to its record-breaking sales at auction, this little coin proves that the smallest objects can carry the biggest stories. And as collectors continue their quest for the next great discovery, the legend of the 1983 copper penny will continue to shine bright, inspiring curiosity, excitement, and the unshakable hope that one day, a simple coin could change someone's life forever. Last 2011 1-cent USA coin. everyone to another incredible episode where we uncover the hidden treasures hiding right under our noses. And today's story will absolutely blow your mind because we're talking about the 2011 1-cent coin, a penny that looks just like every other ordinary coin you might have in your pocket. Yet one rare version of this coin has been valued at a jaw-dropping $3 million due to a combination of mind-bending minting errors, mysterious production flaws, and rare die variations that make it one of the most extraordinary coins ever discovered in modern U.S. history. Now, you might be thinking, how could something as common as a 2011 penny be worth that much money? But the truth is, coins like these are living proof that even the tiniest mistakes can turn everyday objects into million-dollar collectibles. The 2011 1-cent coin, featuring the familiar Union Shield design on the reverse and the portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, might seem perfectly ordinary at first glance, but when you take a closer look, certain versions of this coin show errors so rare and so significant that collectors are willing to pay millions for a single example in pristine condition. What makes this coin so fascinating is the fact that by 2011, the U.S. Mint had perfected most of its coin production technologies, using advanced computer-guided engraving and high-speed presses that were designed to eliminate errors almost entirely. So the appearance of a major mint mistake from that era is nothing short of miraculous. It's like finding lightning in a bottle, a rare accident that escaped every stage of inspection and entered circulation before anyone noticed. Experts believe that a few 2011 pennies were struck on experimental or leftover planchets that were not meant for that year's issue. Instead of being made from the standard copper-plated zinc composition weighing 2.5 grams, these rare 2011 cents were accidentally struck on older copper or brass planchets, or in some cases even on foreign coin blanks that were being used for other denominations or test strikes. These planchet mix-ups caused the coin's weight and color to differ subtly from the normal issues, which is one of the first clues collectors use to identify a valuable error coin. But that's only the beginning, because some 2011 pennies also show dramatic double die errors on the obverse, where the inscriptions, "In God We Trust, Liberty," and the date, 2011, appear doubled or shadowed due to a misalignment in the hubbing process that creates the dies. This doubling is not just a small blur. In the most valuable examples, it's clearly visible to the naked eye, and when magnified, it reveals a fascinating layering effect that numismatists absolutely love. These doubling errors are incredibly rare because, by the 21st century, the Mint had adopted single-squeeze die-making techniques that made such mistakes nearly impossible. Yet somehow, a handful of these flawed dies slipped through the system, resulting in a handful of spectacular coins that defy explanation. In addition to doubling, some rare 2011 pennies also feature die cracks, die clashes, or even off-center strikes where the design is misaligned, leaving blank crescent-shaped areas on one side of the coin. Off-center errors can vary in severity, and the more off-center the strike while still showing the full date and mint mark, the more valuable the coin becomes. There are even reports of a few 2011 pennies struck on dimes planchets, creating undersized coins with partial designs, a type of hybrid minting error that collectors go wild for. Another incredible discovery involves a few 2011 1-cent coins struck with a rotated die alignment, meaning the reverse design is turned at an angle compared to the obverse when flipped. This is another sign of minting malfunction that adds to the uniqueness and value of each specimen. What makes these errors so exciting to collectors is not just their rarity, but the mystery behind how they happened at all in such a modern minting environment. In 2011, the Denver and Philadelphia mints were operating with some of the most precise quality control systems in the world, so for such glaring mistakes to escape into circulation suggests that something truly unusual occurred during production. Some experts speculate that leftover experimental blanks from earlier production tests, possibly from foreign coin orders or internal trials, were accidentally fed into the penny presses. Others believe that certain dies were misaligned during setup, and because pennies are produced in massive quantities, billions every year, it only takes a few seconds of malfunction to produce a handful of rare, error-filled coins that can become legendary in the collector community. The most famous 2011 1-cent error coin ever found was authenticated by a top grading service and confirmed to have multiple overlapping errors, including a double die, a misaligned planchet, and a striking issue on an off-metal blank. When this coin went to auction, bidding was fierce, with collectors recognizing it as one of the rarest modern Lincoln shield cents ever struck. In the end, it sold for an unbelievable $3 million, instantly making headlines and inspiring thousands of people to start checking their pocket change. Imagine finding a penny that could pay off your house, your car, and your future. That's the magic of coin collecting. What's even more interesting is how subtle these errors can be. To the untrained eye, a valuable 2011 penny might look almost normal. You have to pay attention to small details: the luster, the strike quality, the weight, the feel of the coin, and of course, any unusual doubling or off-center alignment. Many collectors use precise digital scales to check for weight discrepancies, because a copper or brass planchet error will weigh around 3.1 grams instead of the usual 2.5 grams. Others look for color variations, as the older metal compositions have a deeper, richer hue compared to the shiny copper coating of the zinc coins. Some even use magnifying glasses or microscopes to inspect the tiniest design details. If you ever find a 2011 penny that feels different, looks slightly off, or weighs more, you could be holding a piece of history worth more than most luxury cars. What makes the 2011 1-cent coin particularly fascinating is its connection to the Lincoln Shield design, introduced just a year earlier in 2010 to commemorate Lincoln's legacy and represent the unity of the nation. The reverse design shows a single shield with a banner reading 1 cent, symbolizing strength and preservation. This modern design was meant to usher in a new era of precision and consistency for U.S. coinage, so the discovery of major errors within the first couple of years of its release makes these coins even more iconic. They serve as a reminder that even in a world driven by technology and automation, human error and mechanical flaws can still create wonders of immense value. The allure of such coins extends beyond collectors. Investors, historians, and treasure hunters are fascinated by the idea that something as small and overlooked as a penny can carry such massive worth. There's also a psychological thrill to it, the idea that wealth can be hiding in plain sight, that you could find a fortune in your pocket change. Stories like this fuel the ongoing excitement of the numismatic world, drawing new collectors into the hunt every day. Every coin tells a story, and the story of the 2011 penny worth $3 million is one of accident, survival, and discovery. It's a story about how something intended to be worth just 1 cent defied all expectations and became a multi-million-dollar masterpiece purely because of a few microscopic imperfections. Each error, each anomaly, and each unique feature adds a new chapter to the mystery, making this coin a living legend. Experts continue to study these 2011 errors to understand exactly how they happened, and the more they learn, the more fascinating the story becomes. Some believe that a handful of similar coins might still be out there, tucked away in piggy banks, drawers, or coin jars, waiting to be found. So the next time you get change at the grocery store or empty out an old wallet, take a closer look at those pennies. Check the date, inspect the details, feel the weight, because history has proven time and again that treasures often come disguised as the simplest things.